All right, so we've all heard it, right? Extra virgin olive oil. It's a healthy fat. But what if that's like the biggest understatement ever? What if I told you it acts less like food and more like a high-tech medicine for your body? Today, we're going to go way beyond the kitchen. We're diving straight into your cells to find out what makes EVOO so special. Now, the source material for this explainer doesn't pull any punches. It makes this incredibly bold claim right from the start. EVO is the king of fats. I mean, think about that for a second. The king. With all the other so-called healthy fats out there, that is a huge, huge claim. So what on earth could justify a title that grand?
Yeah, king of fats sounds great, but what does that actually mean? You know, for your body on a practical level. How is it possible for one single fat to be that much better than everything else? Well, to figure that out, we can't just look at what it's made of. We have to look at what it does once it gets inside you.
Okay, so let's get into it. Let's see if we can justify that royal title. Because the secret here, it's not really about the calories or the basic makeup, it's all about the actions it takes inside your body. And this right here is the absolute key difference. See, most fats we eat, they're just simple fuel. Think of them like gasoline. They provide calories, they're a passive source of energy, and that's pretty much the end of the story. But EVO, it's totally different. It's what we'd call bioactive medicine. It's not passive at all, it's an active repair agent. It literally sends signals all over your body, telling your cells what to do. And that brings us to what might be the single most important idea in this whole explainer. You have to stop thinking about EVOO as just a source of calories. It's not just fuel, it's a biological messenger. The magic word here is bioactive. And here's a super simple way to think about it. A passive substance, like most fats, is like a brick. It's just there. It has a function, but it doesn't do anything on its own. A bioactive substance, though, is like a text message. It shows up and carries an instruction. It tells the recipient to do something. The compounds in EVOO are literally like text messages for your cells. And the instructions say, hey, time to clean up, start repairing this damage, and protect yourself from future threats.
Okay, so how does it actually do all that? Well, we can break down its incredible bioactive power into three main functions, or to make it a little more fun, let's call them its three superpowers.
First, we've got the fasting mimic. This one actually triggers a deep cleaning process in your cells. Then there's the inflammation controller, which is all about fighting that daily wear and tear. And finally, the structural repair crew, which literally helps rebuild your skin and protect your brain. So let's dive into that first one. Okay, superpower number one is honestly kind of mind-blowing. High-quality extra virgin olive oil is just packed with this compound called Oleuropein. Now, when you consume it, this Oleuropein goes in and flips a master switch in your body, a little sensor called AMPK. And get this, it basically tricks your body into thinking it's fasting, even when it's not. That signal immediately kicks off this amazing deep cleaning process called autophagy. Your cells literally start gobbling up their own garbage and recycling it. So you're getting some of the massive benefits of fasting without actually having to fast. Pretty cool, right?
All right, let's move on to the second superpower, because it builds directly on this idea. It's not just about cleaning up the old junk, it's also about preventing new damage from happening in the first place.
And this one has a killer one-two punch. First, you've got another special compound in EVO that acts like an internal scrubbing brush, actively calming down inflammation. But then, on top of that, you have these powerful antioxidants that work like a defense shield. They stop your LDL cholesterol, the bad kind, from oxidizing. The best way to picture it is like rest-proofing your arteries from the inside out. And that brings us to superpower number three. So we've talked about signaling your cells and cleaning them out. But EVO also provides the actual physical raw materials for repair. We're talking about rebuilding you, especially your skin and your brain. And just get a load of this number, EVO can have up to 300 times more squalene than other common vegetable oils. So what's squalene? It's literally the main antioxidant your skin uses to repair itself. This means EVO isn't just something you put on your skin, it's providing the essential building blocks to heal your skin from the inside. Okay, so now that we know about these three incredible superpowers, let's put EVOO to the test. Let's see how it stacks up against some of the other popular healthy fats.
This is where you're really going to see why it gets called the king.
First up in the ring, MCT oil. Look, it's super popular for a reason. It gives you a quick blast of energy. It really is like rocket fuel for your brain. But here's the catch. It's a dirty fuel. It provides absolutely zero antioxidant protection. EVO, on the other hand, is a much slower, cleaner burning energy, and it's one that actually repairs the engine while it's running.
All right, next up, avocado oil. Now, don't get me wrong, avocado oil is a perfectly fine, safe cooking oil. It's great for high heat, but our source has a great way of describing it. It's chemically bland. It's just a passive fuel. It doesn't have any of those rich, potent polyphenols, the text messengers that give EVOO all of its amazing, active medicinal power. And finally, let's talk about butter, or ghee. Now, they definitely have their place in the kitchen, but structurally, they're playing a completely different game. Those saturated fats can actually make your cell membranes stiff and rigid. Over time, that can lead to things like insulin resistance. The fats in EVO do the exact opposite. They make those membranes more flexible and fluid, which is absolutely critical for things like good brain function. So you see, there's a real hierarchy here. At the bottom, you've got fats that are basically just utility fuel, and some that can even have negative effects if you overdo it. But way, way up at the top of the pyramid, you've got EVO. It stands alone as the only fat that's both a super high-quality fuel and a powerful biological signaler. Okay, to really nail this down and tie it all together, the source gives us this brilliant analogy. I want you to picture your body as a busy construction site. When you eat most other fats, even the good ones, like avocado oil, it's like a truck pulling up and just dumping a pile of raw lumber on the site. Sure, you've given your workers some basic materials to build with, but that's it. That's all you've done. But when you consume extra virgin olive oil, oh, that is a whole different story. That's like hiring a master foreman who shows up, and he doesn't just bring the lumber, he brings his own hand-picked, expert maintenance and cleaning crew along with him. And the second that foreman steps onto the site, he blows his whistle, and his crew springs into action. He points and tells them, sweep all these floors. That's your autophagy. Patch up those cracks in the foundation. That's inflammation control. And go tighten every single structural bolt. And that's the repair work for your skin and brain. And that, right there, is the whole ball game. Other fats, they just provide fuel for the machine. Extra virgin olive oil is in a league of its own because it provides that fuel while it's actively repairing, cleaning, and upgrading the entire machine, all at the same time. So, that really just leaves us with one simple question to think about. The fuel that you're putting into your body, is it just fuel, or is it also your repair crew? Something to think about. Thanks for joining me.